All right, we are live. Okay. All right, so if you are here, please say hello. And also, if you guys are interested in getting a card, here is the pinned message. The links are there. For one card is $10. For a 3 card is $15. I don't know why it looks like that. And then for one Galactic is 20. Huh. Maybe I could rewrite it. No, nope. Hi, Lizzie. Remove that one. Okay, here we go. All right. I think it'll go to PayPal. Yeah, there it is. Okay, it works. Hi, Tara. Happy May the 4th be with you, everyone. Happy Star Wars Day. Got your Star Wars shirt on? I do, and I got all my decorations up. And there's my R2D2 right there behind me for my, well, I've always had these things. It's not really, there's not a difference because I have actual home decorations that are Star Wars decorations. I don't know if you guys saw my TikTok video. I posted it on Instagram too. So I have these salt and pepper shakers. We've had them for a very long time. It's a stormtrooper and it's Darth Vader. And then we got these for our doors right here, the like little do not disturb signs. And then the towel racks for the dishes. And then we have Zach has like a whole bunch of Darth Vader merchandise in his office. So it's not really different. It's a daily thing here. So yeah. Hi Norma. Tara says I got mine too. Cooking some food they make at Hollywood Studios. Oh, nice. Oh, cool. Oh, Lizzie, no, it's not the day Star Wars came out. It's just a fan thing that was made up because May 4th. It says May the Force be with you. It's a saying, May the Force be with you in Star Wars, right? So May 4th, May the 4th be with you. So it's like a fan thing. So yeah, it's like a fan holiday, I guess. But it didn't. No, Star Wars came out. I don't remember when the first one came out. I know it was back in like a 70s. Don't remember. So yeah, so if you guys are just coming here, we have specials. One card purchase for PayPal is $10. A 3 card will be $15, and then one past life in the galaxy, far, far away. Not in this one actually. It is $20. Hi J-Lo. All right. So if you guys can do me a big favor, can you guys like the video first of all, and then if you can share the video to whatever other pages that you can. That'll be super awesome of you guys. But yeah, so yeah, like invite people. Hi Michi. Hi Kayla. Oh, so I did change the dates for my Toltec course because I had people that signed up and were asking if well, some of them, the 2 of them were like, is there any way we could do it later, like the retreat? I guess their summers were packed or whatever. So I'm doing it in September. So we start the course September 26th of this year online. So it's fully online, except for the retreat. The retreat starts, it's in person, of course, and we're going to Mount Shasta, California this time around. And that is from September 26th to the 30th of 2023. And let me tell you why I chose these dates, okay? So first of all, we're in Virgo season. And Virgo being the physical healer of the zodiac, meaning that they actually are physical healers, that they know exactly how to heal the body physically. such as their herbalist. They know exactly what to give a person, herb-wise, natural remedies, naturopathic remedies for healing. Okay, and so we are doing it in Virgo season. But the beauty of this is that the actual ceremony for initiation falls in the full moon in Pisces, and Pisces is the most psychic of all the zodiac signs, right? So they're all the ones that know what's going on in the spirit world, right? So they're kind of like the messengers of the ancestors, the messengers of the spirits, right? The channelers of the spirits. And so that's good that you have the healer and the channeler, right? So I always thought that was pretty cool, that type of combination. So in June, though, like for the ones that are going to my June retreat in Sedona this year, the reasons why I chose June is because it's Gemini season, and Gemini season brings about drastic changes, but also it is about allowing yourself to look at other means of studying, learning other things, and being open to knowledge and wisdom, right? Because when you gain knowledge, you then gain wisdom as well. So that's why I chose Gemini season in particular, because of that trade-off where it's logic, but it's also intuitive as well. Like you have the two energies combined. When you have thinking about Mercury, you got intuition or the healer energy coming from Virgo, right? And then you have Gemini as the intellectual, as the learner, as the teacher at the same time, where they're always going to learn things in order to teach. So you're getting that wisdom, right? That knowledge and sharing it. And then because communication, they love to share things, right? And then you have Virgo becoming the shamanic practitioner or the healer, and being able to do both, right? It's a combination of two energies, being able to have one foot in the in the material world and the other foot in the spirit as well. So it's pretty cool. And because they're all mutable signs, they are easy to change their they adapt and change to their environments, right? So think about the mutable signs in the sense of knowledge. When something new comes in, they don't hold on to dear life, to their belief system if they've been proven wrong, right? They evolve and they continuously change, and they adapt and overcome to the environment, right? So that's why it's pretty cool that we have mutable energy for these seasons of initiation, because that's what the shaman's path is all about. It's about growth, it's about knowledge, it is about wisdom, is about changing and healing, because the healing never stops, right? There's layers to you. You are an infinite being, and therefore there's layers to you and layers to your healing. Okay, so you're always peeling back a layer every time. Okay, and so you have to be open to these things. You have to be open to becoming the student and the teacher at the same time. Okay, not everything that you know is everything that you know, right? Like it has to be a two-way street, right? You receive information, you disseminate it, but you also are willing to learn something new. Okay, and that's why I love the mutable energies of these seasons that I chose specifically for initiation. But yeah, so anyway, that's what I have. It's already on my website if you guys want to explore more information about the new shamanic initiation. It's on www.StariAri333.com. It's under Toltec Shaman initiation information, that tab, and all of the information is in there. Everything that you're going to learn, well, not every single thing, but kind of like a little bit of a synopsis of to what you're going to learn during the online lessons. And then, of course, the pricing of the subscription, because it's a monthly subscription. And then all of that calculated, it's all going to go towards the retreat, towards transportation to and from the airport, and then towards teachers that are going to be there as well. And then your spiritual tools, your ceremonial dress, your kit that you're going to receive in mail, which is your spiritual toolbox that you can have. And it's actually pretty cool because it's like really small and you could travel with it. Okay, it's like a little miniature set of tarot cards with a pendulum, chakra set of gemstones, which are definitely unique to the groups. Okay, so last group, the one that I have currently, had just different types of gemstones for their chakras because it's in alignment with their energy. The previous group before that, the same thing, and the previous one before that, the same thing. Different chakra stones. Okay, this group as well was going to receive a totally different chakra set than the one that is currently going to be initiated in June. Okay, so that's what I do. And then of course you get your smudge bowl and then smudge kit with your sacred herbs, and then you're going to learn about sacred herbs and how to use those for healing, you know, because that's what a shaman does, is they use the earth element for healing, right? They use water, they use tinctures, they use smudge, they use teas, they use herbs, okay, for healing. And you're going to learn that. And then of course there's going to be some teachers that are going to teach you guys about tarot and astrology, and then of course how to make your own you know, essential oil blends and all that cool stuff. So yeah, it's all there. There's a lot of information. But yeah, so thank you to all the teachers in advance for you know, taking the time out and helping with this. Thank you to the Peace Dealer for teaching astrology for the course, which you guys who are in my course right now are going to step into pretty soon. He just finished the first round of videos, so yeah, you guys are going to be able to access that pretty soon. And then of course, thank you to Jax Atlantis for teaching tarot for the course. And of course, thank you to all the other teachers for their lessons as well. Amina as well for teaching about ceremonies that she's been involved in Mexico. And then of course, she's going to be doing a cacao ceremony on the retreat too. So that's a special treat for you guys who's going to Sedona this year. And I'm going to hopefully book her for next time too. So it's like all this stuff. It's pretty amazing stuff. It's going to be amazing work that's going to be conducted throughout the retreat for the new initiates. But anyway, let's go ahead and start our readings and see what's going on. Hi, Angel. Hi, Maggie. Oop. Okay, whatever. They say I'm offline. You know, it's so funny. There's a Mercury retrograde, and so it's like glitches in the matrix already. I'm already seeing these glitches in the matrix. So thank you again for everybody who purchased. Thank you, Angel. Oh yeah, and then we just finished our mediumship too. So you're learning mediumship too. So if you guys were curious about how to do these things with intuition, you're gonna learn that too. We're stepping into our healing modality next, but yeah, so it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. They did amazing with mediumship. I'm so proud of you guys who participated last time with the mediumship readings. It's amazing work. These are very talented individuals who are going to be able to gift the world their healing you know, gifts, of course, and then of course intuition and all that good stuff. Me lo perdí. Angel, you could, so with you, okay, so those people, like I think it was just 2 of you guys who missed out on the mediumship. When you guys book your next session, which again, that's a part of the deal with this initiation, is that you get a free private Zoom session with me every month. So book your session, and we'll do a quick little mediumship if you guys want to. Okay, I know you're probably nervous, like, oh my god, my teacher, I'm going to do mediumship with my teacher. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Hi Denise, yay, thanks for making it. So yeah, so if you guys are wanting to do that, we can do that so that you can be like, okay, I know what I'm doing. so you can feel better about your intuitive hits and your mediumship hits. Okay. But yeah, that's what we teach: mediumship. We teach healing. We teach intuition. We teach tarot, everything, and connecting to your guides, your higher self, all that stuff. So it's fun. Tara nailed it. Yeah, Tara, holy shit. Yeah, she's like, Tara is like a natural medium. It's amazing to see her work and see how she's so in tune, like without even, I would say without even trying. It's like, it just happens. But you too, you too, Maggie, you're definitely natural. You're very gifted in what you're doing as well. And so is Chris, and so is Angel, and so is Sherry. All of you guys. Well, you tried. Hi, Chris. Okay. All right. Let's start our readings. Since I talk so much. May the 4th be with you, everyone. Okay. All right. So let's start with the, let's see. I saw someone first. Let's see. We'll start with Tara first, since Tara got here first. Tara, doing a card reading for you. Do you have a question, or do you just want me to do intuition for your reading? Let me know, okay? Tara Martinez, let me know. Yeah. So, yeah. All right. Whatever you're feeling. Okay. Sounds good. All right. So I have like 5 different decks in front of me. So let me see. Okay. We're going for the Galactic one. I kept hearing Galactic. I'm like, okay, let's go for the Galactic and see what's going on. All right. Let's see. Tara, messages from the galaxy, from her galactic guides for Tara. Ooh, okay. So we got hive mind, okay, the insectoid beings. I think you've gotten this before. So let me go ahead and connect real quick. All right, so they're showing me kind of like a honeycomb, and then they're showing me how like the bees, the worker bees, are all working together to make honey, and then to feed their colonies, and then to protect the queen, and then they go and pollinate the flowers in spring. So it's kind of like what they're saying is it's time for you to start working towards what you want to create here, right? So pollination is the first step, meaning that you go from flower to flower and gather it's like you're gathering information, right? You're pollinating your brain. That's what they're saying. You're gathering information. You are they're saying kind of legal things too. You're signing legal documents. You're solidifying things. Okay, solidifying things. And then from there, you are starting to build from the ground up. You are like, they're showing kind of like the honeycomb shape or whatever, and then like the little bees inserting the feed for the little baby bees in there that are growing, and they're showing all that stuff. So it's kind of like the same thing. It's like that represents your children, what you're setting up for their future, as well as for the future of your family. Okay, so it's like an idea that you have, and you're trying to launch it from the ground up. Okay, so you're building it from the ground up, and then you're also getting information, receiving information. So that's what it is. But the hive mind is all about cooperation. Okay, cooperating with other people, cooperating with your family, getting things aligned, being on the same page with your partner, as well as with other family members, if that's applicable for you, or even friendships, like having people who are like-minded, who have the same goal in mind, okay, and trying to achieve the goal with you. So if you're working in an environment where you have to work with other people, that's what it is. The goal is whatever it is that you are doing in that environment. But then also you have a separate goal, which is what you're going to do for your family. And they're saying that's what it's going to take. It's going to take you studying. It's going to take you receiving information. It's going to take legal documentation, as well as solidifying that stuff. And even what they're showing is kind of like building a foundation for whatever it is that you're trying to create. I also see a shop. So this is coming like eventually. There's going to be an opportunity to invest or to rent a space. Okay. It's actually coming within the next 5 years, to rent a space so where you could make your own creations there. Okay. So you could see people there. You become a business owner and you'll have an actual physical location to do the work. Okay. Actually it's coming soon. They're saying within 3 years. Okay. So just FYI. Okay. So that's why they're saying you got to get a lot of information, looking at how much it is to invest in or rent a space, how much it's going to be to buy a license for whatever it is that you're going to create, things like that. Registering your business, how much is that going to cost, and how do you register it, and all this stuff. So that's what they're saying. So you'll get help as well along the way, where you're going to meet people who are business people, who are small business owners, and you could ask them questions about, how much did it cost you for this, or for the license, or for this, or for permits, and these things, So it's going to be a lot coming up. Okay. So just FYI, is happening. All right. So hopefully that helps. Okay. All right. So next one we have is, excuse me, I'm all burpy. Hold on. Yay. Thanks again, you guys, for the purchases. Oh, you're welcome, Tara. Sorry, I'm like trying to figure out who's next. This thing is like delayed. Mercury, be nice to me. Be nice to me. I have Virgo rising. You need to be nice to me. I don't know if she's here. Let me see. I'm going to try to do it where, let's see, open new window. I'm just going to use, instead of using my phone, because my phone is acting up, I'm going to use the infrawebs here. Okay. Intrawebs are acting up. It's funny because I don't usually get really bad connections during Mercury retrograde. It's usually prior to it. So, okay, so we got our next one is Jabo Gasama. Jay, are you here? Let me know. That's who's next. Okay. Hi, Blue Flame. Your pop. Aw, that's you. Okay. All right, hun. So I got a 3-card reading for you. Is there a specific question that you want answered, or do you just want me to do intuitive reading for you? Let me know, okay? They stopped working. That's funny. Usually I don't have tech issues. It's you know what, you guys? It's always the phones. It's always the phones. My computers never have issues. They're just slower, of course, but that's just because they're older computers. But it's always my phone that has issues. Always. It could be 3 questions, so 1 for each card if you want. Or it could just be 1 question and we'll pull the cards and see. Yeah, J-Lo. You know what? Yeah, that's true, because usually they do that tricky shit where they start to fuck with your phone on purpose to make you buy a new one. Because this one I bought in 2020. So after a few years, I think even after 2 years, they want you to upgrade. And I'm like, no. I'm not gonna upgrade. Tax season, they know what they're doing. You're so right. It is tax season. If you guys didn't submit your taxes in April, just whatever. It's up to you guys. Who cares? Like, I would only recommend those people who are single parents to submit taxes so that you can get that child tax. You get that money from the government for your kid. Okay, perfect. All right, throat chakra. Okay. We're going to do the fairies for you, okay? Yes, Denise, that is how they get you. J-Lo called them, telling me calling FCC on them. Okay, let's see. Okay, so here we go. We got the fairies with motivation. Okay, so with your throat chakra, and it's funny because this is a springtime card. Okay, springtime. Okay, it could be that you are going through some transitions right now, and you're just like, I don't know if I want to stay here or if I want to move forward with something else. It could be a confusion happening, but also it's about taking action or communicating your wants and needs. It could be an issue with the throat because of that. There could be thyroid issues with a fluctuation of your hormones because of it as well. Communication is the key with the throat chakra. Also, not like, for example, if you have anything going on with the thyroid gland, I would recommend a sodium uptake in your diet, such as you can go and buy some seaweed, seaweed capsules and things like that. That have that specifically for the thyroid gland. Those, anything from the sea, okay, anything like sea moss would be helpful as well. Taking those like a multivitamin or even an herbal supplement like with seaweed or sea moss will be beneficial for your thyroid gland. But the whole point or the whole root of the issue is the lack of communication. There could be something that you are going through and you don't want to rock the boat and you don't want to create friction between you and someone else, and therefore you hold back. Or even in your workspace, it could be that you are trying to get something, like, say, for example, you want more money. That's a very difficult thing to ask for, right? Maybe you're not getting paid well enough, to maintain your lifestyle or even to pay the rent. And you have to talk to someone about getting more money, right? Or getting a promotion or getting something going right there. And so it could be that you are like, okay, how am I going to confront these people about paying me less than that person or pay me less than what I'm supposed to be paid. So that could be another issue too, is not communicating your needs. Okay. Another thing I see is that possibility of lack of initiative. So motivation. Okay. Lack of motivation will be lack of initiative. Okay. And so it could be the lack of motivation is coming from undecisiveness or not knowing how to go about doing something, or how to ask for more money, or how to communicate your wants and need, not knowing how. Okay. Again, and it could be because you don't know how people are going to react to that. You don't know if you're going to, have somebody get mad at you because you're asking for things. you don't know how that reaction is going to happen, right? And so that's another thing that can be preventing you from getting what you want, okay, or communicating that. So that's what I recommend. So physically, taking care of your body, taking care of your throat through, herbs, using herbs that'll be beneficial for the thyroid gland. And of course, because the thyroid gland is connected to your sinuses and everything else, well, not connected necessarily, but it's in that grouping of your actual respiratory system. It could also be that you might be consuming things that are aggravating your respiratory system as well. When you think about it, you think about the lungs, the heart, circulatory system. Then you think about it in the if you have allergies, that's going to affect your nose and your eyes and things like that too. So it is springtime too, and there's a lot of people who suffer from allergies during the springtime as well, and that could also be a trigger to your throat issue as well. Okay, so just be mindful of that. I would recommend fruits and vegetables. Always recommend fruits and vegetables for the thyroid, and exercise. Because when you work out, you're telling your body, okay, it's time to pump it up. It's time to get some energy going, and that's when all of the glands start to help you with the hormone balance, with actually secretion, okay, of the good feeling energy, good endorphins and things like that as well. And so it is definitely something to do with your diet as well as not communicating your needs. Okay, so that's what I have for you for that one. And so the rest we're going to do intuitively. So let's pull 2 more cards. Okay. Whoa. Okay. All right. So we have the Solitude card, and then we have the Purity card. So this Purity card is straight out comes into the physical body purity. Okay, so purification of the physical body through healthy decision making with food, things like that. So fruits and vegetables will be the healthiest bet. If you do have a issue with I would say with your blood sugar, then I would recommend protein uptake as well. So there's a lot of vegetables that have high protein in them. So I would recommend that too. So the next one is Solitude. So this is about taking a break. Okay. So whenever you have to make a huge life decision, especially when it comes to your money, comes to you going, I don't know, saying no to someone, like changing your relationship status with someone, not necessarily in romantic relationships, but also in friendships and things like that. You need space to think. Okay. So that's where the Solitude card comes from. It's like you need space to meditate, to think about the actions that you want to take, right? And of course, how do you want to confront this situation? What do you want to tell this person about how you're feeling, all this stuff. So it definitely is important for you to take time away to gather your own mind about, the situation, even asking for advice from people who know the other party as well, or like the outside looking in, type of situation. But the purity is another thing that correlates with Solitude. Purity in Solitude means not having interference by the person that's causing you the issue, right? Not having them interfere with your train of thoughts, not having them interfere with your mindset, with your decision making as well. Okay, so that's why there is a correlation between the Solitude and Purity card as well, like in that sense of the word. And of course in the physical body, in the sense of making sure you're taking care of you. Okay, making sure you're taking care of your health. Okay, so usually when we don't take care of our health is because we're stressed, right? something outside of us is stressing us out. And so we make poor choices in our nutrition, and the way that we take care of ourselves physically as well as emotionally and mentally, because other people around us are causing chaos in our life and we don't have time to take care of us. Or maybe other people around us are demanding too much of our time and we don't have time to just be by ourselves and just recharge, right? So that's what it is. It's like your guys are saying, you got to recharge, you got to take a break from people. Sometimes, the best method would be like, at this time I don't feel well, I'll have to call you back later, I'll have to text you later. That's like the best thing that you can do when you start to set up boundaries and when you start to choose you over other people. Okay. Or when you have to speak up about how you feel, you got to let them know, hey, can we talk? I have something that I would like to talk to you about, things like that. All right. Let's see. I started to experience neck pain after meditation retreat. All the doctors don't see any physical issues, so they think it's emotional. That's why I wonder if I had something to do with the throat. Well, yeah, if it's if you're doing energy healing on yourself, there's always going to be a link to physical health when it comes to your throat. Even if the doctor doesn't see it, you feel it physically, right? You feel there's something wrong with me. So when you do feel that you're not wrong, okay? It's an energy. An energy can manifest itself into a physical ailment, okay? Emotional energy can be moved into the physical body because the cells are memories, okay? They remember everything that happens to you. They remember how you're feeling. They remember interactions, things like that. So your cells, as a vibration, can keep that emotion inside. So if you had an emotional encounter with someone and you never confronted them about it, or you don't feel good about what happened, and you haven't spoken about it, or you've retained it, it stays in your as a memory in your cells, right? And that can cause thyroid issues, that could cause throat chakra issues, physical feelings in the neck as well. So on the spinal column as well, that can cause issues there. Okay. So again, the best way to alleviate the pain is through taking the proper measures to be more open and communicate your needs as well. Okay. So again, it could just be that someone said something to you and you didn't have the opportunity to say something back, or you didn't, somebody misunderstood you and they didn't give you the opportunity to, like help them, out with their, like there's some people who overreact, right? And anything that you say might be taken as criticism to them and they overreact, and you didn't have the time to explain yourself, right? And now they don't like you, or now they think that you're just judgmental, or things like that. And so that can cause a physical pain in the throat because you didn't have the opportunity to tell them like how you really, like how explain yourself or how you really feel. Okay. All right. So that's all I have for you, hon. Okay, let's see who is next. We're gonna do J-Lo. J-Lo, you are next, love. If you have a question, let me know. If you just want an intuitive card read, let me know too, okay? All right. And thank you guys again ahead of time for the purchases. Truly appreciate you. Okay. And then the internet just locked me off. I'm going to check on who's after J-Lo. Oh. You're welcome, hon. Okay. So after J-Lo, we're going to do Lizette Guardado. I choose. Okay, J-Lo, let's see. Ooh. Someone wants to talk to you, talk to you, talk to you from the higher realms. An angel wants to talk to you from the higher realms. What are you doing up there, huh? You making friends up there, J-Lo? With the angels? You're making friendly with the angels? I knew it was him. I knew it was him. I saw him when I parted the cards, right? And he was right there on my left hand, and I was like, it has to do with him. And then sure enough, he's right here. All right, so Istimbus, the angel of divination. Hey. So look at how he looks, okay? So he has the Metatron cube behind him, right? And then he has a staff. Okay, but it's also, it looks like a magnet in the end, so it's magnetic, a pulling energy, pulling information. And then he also has like the sign of like, I am wise teacher, you know, here is some information. So this angel in particular, it gives you access to tools that you can use for divination purposes, and you already are using these tools, but he's saying there's more. Okay, there's more to this. You're studying, that's good. He wants you to keep studying, but you also have to get something to do with musical instruments. So like wind chimes, the chimes. He's showing me kind of like like the chimes that, like the kashi chimes that I have, like those. He's also showing me like a drum, and he's also showing me like a flute. Okay, so because, and it's so funny because you were talking about this earlier, that you are lacking in your progress chart, you're lacking earth and water energy, right? And so the drum represents the earth, the heartbeat of the mother, okay, the mother earth. So that would be cool to have, like when you feel like you need grounding, you could just use the drum and like just ground yourself, right? And then the chimes can be used, especially the tune for water energy can be used for you know, intuition, divination, things like that, to connect you to that even more, as well as your emotional self. And because he came out from my left hand, he represents the divine feminine, okay, in that sense of the divine feminine needs some attention, and your divine feminine needs attention. Your divine feminine needs to be creative as well, needs to be released, needs to be unleashed, needs to be heard, okay. And he's like setting you up. He's saying that he's like, we're gonna set you up with communications of your intuition, of your divine gifts soon. Okay, so be ready for this, because you're gonna be asked, or you're gonna be asked to talk about your experiences, talk about or write about your experiences, share your experiences, share your knowledge. That's why you're learning these things, right? Because eventually you're going to share them. FYI, everybody, she is amazing. Like, she gets messages like that regarding astrology, especially human design. Okay, FYI. So she's going to be offering human design readings. You guys should definitely get one. Okay. So that's what it is. He's like, you're going to step into your life purpose and start to divine the future for people, to divine the present for future, to share your gifts with humanity, right? Remember Uranus, that was in opposition to that star that we read today? That Uranus, remember society, the link to society, the link to the bigger picture. Your gifts, your divining is assisting society, or is going to assist society to learn more about, you know, like their place in the world. So yeah, so on the money, Istimbus. Okay, that's what I have for you, J-Lo. Oh my god, I have been listening to an Arabic song. I don't know nada about it. All right. Let's see who is next. We got right after JLo is Lizette Guardado. Lizzie. If you're here, let me know. If you're still here, sorry, that's like there. Okay. And then I like put double S's for lately. I got blurry. Yeah, I did get blurry, so sorry about that. So you are next. Do you want a let me see, what did you, I didn't even know what you purchased. You purchased a 3 card. Oh no, you purchased a 1 galactic a galactic lifetime. Okay, so let's see. The Star Deneb. Okay, the Star Deneb is to me, I feel like this is something that you need to explore, as the fixed stars. Okay, so for example, so we have Deneb, and the fixed stars energy is, I believe it is a Jupiterian energy. Okay, so don't quote me on that. I'm like picking up the energy right now. So Deneb, Al-Jadi, Deneb Al-Jadi, okay, Al-Jadi, okay, that's an Arabic name for the star. It's in Aquarius, okay, in the constellation of Aquarius. Was actually between Aquarius and Capricorn. Okay, so it's actually in Delta Cap. It's called Delta Capricornus or Capricorni. This Arabic term means the goat, or the tail of the goat. So it's in between those two. So it's like the far end side of the constellation at the tail end. Okay. So for some reason, they're asking you to connect to this. It's during Aquarius season. That's when it happens. Okay. So for example, you know how the sky has shifted. A lot of astronomers believe that we're expanding. Our actual galaxy is expanding. Okay, therefore this constellation shift, and that's why this particular constellation, even though it's Capricorni or Capricorn, it actually falls during Aquarius season. And this is really important for you to understand, because this has a high influence on you. It's at the 23rd degree of Aquarius. Okay, and so that being said, and it is Jupiter energy, by the way, I just confirmed it. I fucking knew it. I was picking up on Jupiter energy. All right, so oh, you have it on your Neptune and Capricorn? Oh, but it's a Jupiter influential energy. Okay, so that one in particular has like a lot of like benefits for you because of that Jupiter energy. So it's kind of like about influencing your affairs with changes and transitions in your life. Okay, changes in your thinking, changes in your, I would even say your who you hang out with, right? With the people who you hang out with, because sometimes you're no longer in alignment with certain people because they don't have that mindset that you're actually growing into, because you're evolving. So Jupiter energy is about evolution. It's about the higher mind, okay, about knowledge, about wisdom, right? And then also about changes and transitions because of the information that you're gathering. Now you no longer resonate with certain people in your life, and that's what this energy will help with. Also, the energy is definitely influenced in that way because it has like this grand entry energy, like I can accomplish anything type of energy. It motivates you to go for your goals. So it's an important thing for you to explore the energy of this star, because it'll help with motivation. Also about building an empire, a kingdom, right? So because it's influential in your actual looking at, what is it? Oh, Jupiter scratching your chest right now. Do Neptune and Capricorn, because it's influencing Neptune and Capricorn. We got to think about your future and what do you want to leave behind, right? What do you want people to know you for, like, and it's intuition as well. So it's your gifts, your spiritual knowledge and wisdom. That's why you don't align with certain people anymore, because they are naysayers or they're non-believers, you know. And so you have to look for people who are a part of your tribe, who are believers, who are looking for the answers in the spiritual sense of this, right? And so that's what they're kind of like exploring that. So looking at the star itself, the constellation of Capricornus, and making sure that you understand that this has a lot to do with a past life there. So when they're showing me the past life, they're showing me like these pillars, right? Like they're kind of like, to me they look red rocks. So they're showing they're showing me the actual like outline of this planet that's actually orbiting this star. And they're like these huge pillars that look like red rocks, but they're kind of like the I would say like Stonehenge type of thing, right? They look kind of like that, the monoliths of Stonehenge, because they're in a pattern. They're like in a swirl. Actually, they're showing me like a swirl of these pillars, these red rocks, and you're in the middle of them. You're in the middle, and right in front of you is this flame, okay? And they're showing this white flame, okay, right there. And you're gifting the flame like an offering, and the flame is talking back to you. It's like you're channeling, and you're getting information from the flame. There's actually a face in the flame. That's kind of okay. So there's this face of the flame, and it's talking to you, and that's where you're like gathering information, and you're offering, you're giving an offering. I don't know what that is that you have in your hands, something that doesn't exist here, but you're offering this thing, and then you're gathering information, and then you're walking in the spiral outside of the flame, away from the flame. And then there's people or beings, they're aliens. um Let me describe these beings because they look weird. We might look weird to them too. So anyway, they are like, to me, they look like animals. They have animal features, at least what we think are animal features, because they don't look human in the face. So some of them have like these like their eyes are kind of wider, but also their nose is like, it's like a snout. It goes into a snout, a point, okay, like a snout. And then they have like what looks like different skin tone, or what we think is skin, what I think is skin. Anyway, they're wearing clothes or whatever, and they're asking you questions, and you're giving information, okay? And then they're giving you a gift, and then you're getting the gift. And so it's like the offerings that you're giving to the flame are coming from these people. So it's kind of like okay, so they're showing a correlation to um the oracle at Delphi in Greece. Remember those women that used to channel information, they used to get gifts, receive gifts from visitors to channel information from the other realm. So that's what they're saying. That's what you used to do. You used to be an oracle in this particular planet. And now this lifetime has to do with that. You are an oracle again this lifetime, but now you have to share the information. Okay. In that lifetime, the reason why you delayed being an oracle here is because that lifetime you're okay, so they're showing me kind of like the traditions of the spiritual people there, right? Where after a certain age, you're no longer needed. So it's like you grew out of it type of thing. Like you grew out old out of it, out of that. So it's usually younger beings that are the oracles, and then after a certain age, you have to grow out of. So all you can do is tend to the actual sacred space, or choose to get married and have kids. And so you chose to tend to the sacred space. Okay, and so you stayed there, and you were tending to a sacred space, and then you saw all the other oracles go in and out, and then things like that, and then you passed away. So you reversed it this lifetime where you are wanting to be single, but it's taking you a while to set up your oracle. You know, like it's taking you a while to step into being the oracle again, right? So you wanted to live life first, right? You wanted to enjoy life. And now that you're ready, now that you're like, okay, I really need to do this because I really have this feeling that I need to be out there with giving advice and giving spiritual information and things like that. Now you're feeling that pressure to do it, that now that you're older, you're not that old either, but you know what I mean, like now that you're like, I had my fun, so now I want to provide a service to humanity. So now it's like he said, they're saying you reversed it. You did a reverse in this lifetime, versus you were really like involved last lifetime in that one in the neb, and now you're like, nah, I want to enjoy my life. I don't want to be too old to enjoy my life, and so that's why you chose it that way, this lifetime. So that's what I have for you, Lizzie. So hopefully this helps motivate you to step forward, and also working with that star will help with the motivation too, to move things along on the path towards you becoming who you're supposed to be as the oracle, right? So yay. Okay. You're welcome, Lizzie. I would have done the same thing, Lizzie. Let's have some fun. Because then, like, in retirement, they're like showing you just sweeping and just being like, ah. All right. All right, let's see who's next. Okay, so I just got J-Lo done, and then Lizzie, and then let's see who's next. Okay, and we have Maggie. Maggie, you're next. Maggie, calling it community service. Maggie, you're next. If you want, let me know if you have a question or you just want me to pull a card for you. Community service. Okay. And then after Maggie, let's see. Oh, okay. Okay, let me just hold on. After Maggie is Kayla. Okay, Kayla, you're up next after Maggie. Okay, so Intuitive Galactic for Maggie. The star Sirius popped in right away. The dog star. Okay, so the star Sirius. Sirius is actually a very, according to Ptolemy, we all know what how Ptolemy describes shit. If you don't know, he's very negative. All right, so Sirius in particular, because it falls in Cancer season, is aligned with July, I believe it's July 6th. So July 4, 5, 6, 7, that week of where like the Independence Day falls, that's when the star Sirius is actually in conjunct to our sun. So that's a very beneficial time for you, Maggie. Okay, so it falls in under Cancer, even though the actual constellation is called Canis Majoris and not Cancer. Okay, it just falls in Cancer season. So that particular star, based on Ptolemy's shit that he says, is volatile at times. Okay, meaning that it brings difficulty to the person that's born under or that star, or who is in alignment with that star somewhere in their chart. Okay, so if you have that fixed star Sirius in Cancer somewhere, that could be an indicator that you need to be careful with that. Okay, let's see. I'll give you the degree right now. Yeah, I think it's around the 6th of July. So it's a 14 degrees in Cancer. Okay. So that, yeah. So five. So it's like, because the star's trajectory is large, right? It's a big fucking orb. It's from, I would say, starting July 4th all the way to July 8th. Between those days, working with that star would be something good. So the star's energy is Martian energy. Okay. So that's why Ptolemy says it's so bad. So Mars energy, and that's what the star's energy, that's why it's volatile. That's why it's so intense. But when you talk to the star, it's going to be different. Okay. So it's an individual lesson from the star. So that being said, making sure that you understand the difference between your own personal beliefs versus someone else's. So Ptolemy, for example, he believed the star was bad. I would just be intuitively like connecting to the star instead. Because I feel the star is good. I feel the star in my own space, and the way that I've learned from the star and also the Syrian Galactics is that they teach in a way of actually growth purposes. Okay. So for example, galactic guides who are Syrian are usually coming in the presence of the high priest or the high priestess. Okay. So those two energies are all about mastering of your spiritual gifts. Okay. And then from there, teaching it. But it has to be mastered, meaning that you cannot go too far into spirituality where you lose yourself, or you lose your sense of self, you lose grounded energy, you lose you go into psychosis, so to speak, because there's a lot of people who have unfortunately they can't control it. So that's what it is, making sure that you're able to balance this present moment to that. Okay. That's the key here, where you are grounded in this lifetime and not escaping. Okay. Usually when we have well, this is what your guides are saying. Usually when we have problems with wanting to go into the spiritual world too intensely is because we have avoidance issues, right? We're avoiding the feelings that we have at the present moment. Maybe some thoughts are coming in and they're uncomfortable thoughts, and you want to avoid that through spiritual practice, right? And that usually happens to people who are going into the spiritual community and wanting to just be in the spiritual community and not wanting to deal with everyday life, or not wanting to deal with the conflicts that they have with their interpersonal relationships, things like that. So that's what the Syrians teach, is a balancing act that has to happen between the spirit and the material. Okay. A high priestess and a high priest does not just stay in one realm. They have one foot here and one foot over there. Okay. They're balanced, and that's why they become teachers, right? Because sometimes when you become a teacher, you have to deal with people who are out of balance, right? And you have to help them rebalance again. That's the whole purpose of that. So in this particular lifetime, they're showing you in the actual star system right there, they're showing this planet that orbits Sirius B in particular. Sirius B has a lot of higher realm activity, a lot of guides there. So there's physical aliens, but there's also spiritual. Okay, so the guides, right? In this particular planet, there was an issue with overly spiritual communications, where ascension was the key thing for this community, right? So ascension was like, it superseded everything. Okay. So for example, they're showing kind of like people who are not seeking ascension move away from this planet to other planets in that star system because they just don't get it. And then the people who remain in the planet are seeking to ascend, and as well as ascend the planet itself, but they're too spiritual, meaning that they ignore everything around them. They are focused on enlightenment, they're focused on ascension, that they ignore the needs of others. They ignore the needs of their actual other planets that were in that same, they call it like a confederacy of planets where they're joint together and things like that. So say, for example, there was an invasion that happened in one of the planets from an outer constellation or whatever force. They ignored it because they're like, we're fucking busy here trying to raise the frequency of this planet and ascend. So they ignore those things. And unfortunately, at this time, they're showing invasion on the spiritual planet, and they were wiped out completely because they didn't fight back. They didn't hide. They did. They're in their mind. It was kind of like they're showing kind of like what happens here on planet Earth with the cults, right? In cults, enmeshment energy, where there's a very charismatic leader and people are just like falling all over their place to please him and hanging on every word. That's what happened in that planet, unfortunately. And so they're showing this and they're saying, do not follow the same trajectory that you did in that past life. Do not follow someone to the point that you are enmeshed energy with them, that you are constantly in their space or constantly back and forth and things like that. Don't fall in in that cult mentality. They're like just saying be cautious, okay? Be cautious with people that have that vibe, right? That pull you in, right? So just be careful with people who pull you in, okay? There's a lot of people like that in the spiritual community, and we got to be very careful. Okay, so that's what the Syrians say. This is an individual journey. It is about, yes, it's about connecting with other people, but also don't over connect that you're like enmeshed with their energy and that you hang on their every word and you believe them and they can't do no wrong, and then all of a sudden, bam, reality sets in and you gave all your money up. you fucking moved in with them or they moved in with you and they're fucking eating all your food, all that stuff. Okay. So they're saying be careful because you don't want the same thing that happened back then to happen again here. Okay. So that Cancer energy, the reason why you have to connect with Cancer and Sirius during Cancer season is because you have to read between the lines. Okay, you have to know, if you get an intuitive hit about someone who's talking to you, right? Like say, or you're watching a video on YouTube, right? And then you're like, oh, this person has all these followers, so they must be right, they must be doing something right. Don't necessarily believe that. Okay, there's a difference between quality and quantity, right? Quality doesn't have all these crazy followers. Okay, they have a small group of people who are individuals who are like-minded, but they still are individuals. Okay, and quantity, they'll have cults, right? Like a cult following, right? Where there are people who hang on their every word, who attack other people if that people don't like someone, right? That's a cult mentality. And so you got to be careful with that, and not believe or not hang on their every word type of thing. Okay, you got to be very careful with that because these people are very charismatic, right? They draw you in. They have this way of like pulling you in, especially because if they're dramatic. Everybody's been pulled into the drama of a reader out there, or like a whatever person on YouTube. People have been pulled in because they're like, oh, they have this drama. It's like you're watching a dumpster fire, right? Or you're watching a fucking car accident, like, oh, like you're rubbernecking. So that's why they're saying don't do that. Okay, like, yes, listen here, but also be mindful of what they're saying. Sometimes people say things, but they do the opposite. Okay, just trust that. That's why the Sirius and Cancer intuition has to be on point. Okay. All right. All right. Awesome. Okay, so that's what I have for you. Okay, so let's move on. We have Kayla. Kayla, you are next. Dude, that's why I stay off of fucking YouTube. I don't watch anything on YouTube. I don't watch a lot of things. Like I'll watch like if I have like an intuitive hit, like, oh, you should watch so and so's video today, then I'll go and watch it. I won't watch it thoroughly though, like because I'll just listen, and while I'm doing something, if something makes sense, okay, I'll listen a little bit more intently. But after that message was received, after whatever I had to get from it, I turn off the video. I don't listen to the whole thing because I don't want to waste my time either. Like there's some people like me, for example, I go live and I'm like fucking going overtime too. But there's some people that it's like a whole day of fucking going live. I'm just like, I got time for that. So that's why I'm like, I stay off of YouTube usually, unless I'm being told, hey, research this, go get information about that. You know, like, to be honest, the only person that I actually see readings from is the Gem Goddess, and it's because I know her personally. I met her before she became the Gem Goddess, right? And so she's amazing reader. So that's sometimes I get like intuitive hits, like, oh, watch this reading that she just put out, and I'm like, oh, okay, and then like, oh shit, this message was for me, thanks, that's it. But because she does pick a card, so they're like short and sweet messages, so I have to like watch everything else. But yeah, so that's like that's what it is. So okay, Kayla. So you don't have any questions? Okay, we're gonna do an intuitive pull for you. Okay, let's see what we got. So we got a 3-card pull for you. Okay. We're gonna do Angelarium for you. Okay, the angels want to talk to you, Kayla. You're getting married, Blue Flame? Oh my goodness. That's good. I mean, is it the Capricorn? It's an earth sign. It's an earth sign. That's what I keep feeling. Okay. Ooh, Kayla. Oh my God, Kayla. Holy shit. Okay. So we got 3 angels that came in. Okay. So we got Zadkiel, who is actually linked to the planet Jupiter. And when you look at the tree of life, there's different factions for each angel, right? So Zadkiel is in the connected to Jupiter in the tree of life. It's also connected to, if you believe in the Ascended Masters, he's also connected to the Ascended Master, Saint Germain. So he is saying, be merciful, okay? Be kind. There's a situation that has transpired that has garnished your trust. It has just depleted your trust in someone, and you're like, okay, I'm never trusting this person again. But they're saying it's in so many ways is a miscommunication that happened. But he's also saying, even though there was a communication that happened, both parties didn't kind of fix it, right? It's kind of like we're just wiping our hands clean right now, and it's because the relationship itself wasn't really steady to begin with, and so this falling out happened, and then you're just like, you know what, I don't need this in my life for now. I'm moving on, and that's what it is. It's like the mercy, showing yourself as a merciful person because you are choosing the higher road is important. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to forgive them, but it's like more like having mercy for yourself and your time, and your emotional stability as well, because again, this person was not very kind. It really activated something within you that was like unleashed, where it wasn't that kind either, and so you're like, I feel comfortable being this fucked up to this person, but hey, fuck, they got that out of me, and so they're saying it's okay. It's okay that you reacted that way, because it's like pushing the button, like, which button should I push that could like fucking fuck with this person, and so there's nothing wrong with being angry or mad and or unfortunately unleashing the dragon on someone. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that, because sometimes people just don't fucking get it. Sometimes people, you could be as kind and nice and trying to fix a situation as pleasantly as you can, but sometimes people just don't get it. Sometimes people, you just got to be that way. And so so as Simakiel says, have mercy for you, have mercy for yourself. Okay, and don't beat yourself up about it, about what happened. Just move on. Okay, so the next one is Archangel Gabriel, and Archangel Gabriel is about messages. Okay, and because Archangel Gabriel is about messages, about sharing information, you are probably going to get information coming up. Okay, you're probably going to have a communication from this person. So Mercury retrograde always brings us the communication from the past, right? So when you think about that, Archangel Gabriel saying, just be ready, just make sure you're ready for this, because you might still be feeling this way about the person. You might still be upset with them, and they might want to apologize. So just give them the opportunity to apologize and just be at peace, but that doesn't mean that you have to keep them in your life, like you just like keep them at arm's length. Okay. Like, yes, I accept your apology. Yes, you fucked up. Yes, I didn't do anything wrong, but I'm still going to keep you at arm's length. Okay. I'm not going to let you into my life anymore because you damaged that connection. I don't respect you anymore, but I'm still going to accept your apology because I know you were wrong. So the next one is Simakiel. So Simakiel is the angel of vengeance. Okay, so revenge, vengeance, right? The vengeance of God, the creator, divine vengeance is different from human vengeance, right? It's very different because vengeance in the sense of the divine creator is about lessons learned and cycles that need to be broken through the death cycle, okay? Death and rebirth cycle. So that's how the vengeance looks like for the divine, okay? It's very different from human vengeance, right? Human vengeance will be like something like war, fighting, killing someone. That's human vengeance. That's lower dimensional shit, right? So they're saying this is not that way. The vengeance that you are seeking is, of course, it has a lot to do with karmic cycles, and it has a lot to do with death and rebirth, meaning that you learned your lesson, you're moving on. They are learning their lesson now. That's the vengeance. They finally learned their lesson because they learned it the hard way. Okay, so that's what it is. Okay, so that's what I have for you, Kayla. Hopefully this makes sense. These archangels are definitely around you. So if you want to talk to Simakiel, Gabriel, or Simakiel, you definitely can. Okay, to get more guidance, to get protection, to help you release anything that you might be holding on to, any anger, any resentment, things like that, and so you can move forward with your life. Okay, at peace. Okay, so that's what I have for you. Blue Flame says, yes, her 26 years, divine masculine. It's your it's a Scorpio. Okay. Oh, okay. You're welcome, Kayla. Okay, so next one we have, so we just did Maggie. Okay, who is still here from the Starseeds Club or from the Shamanic Initiation Group? I already did J-Lo. Angel or Chris, are you guys still here? Let me know if one of you guys are going to go next. Okay, Angel, here you go. Angel, do you have a question in particular, or you want me to just get intuitive read for you? And then after Angel's going to be Michi. And then after Michi is going to be Chris. And after Chris is going to be, let's see, let me refresh this. Okay, thank you, Nina. Yeah, I mean, sorry. Thank you, Norma. I have your Ethereum wisdom on here. Okay, so I have Malik and then Brandon. I have Brandon, and then I have Allison after Brandon. And then, of course, I have you, Norma, right after Allison. Okay, so we got Angel. Do you have a question? Or you just want me to pull a card for you? So again, after Angel is going to be Michi. Then it's going to be Christian, Garcia, then Malik Heinz, and then Brandon, and then Allison, and then Norma. Okay, in that order. No question? Okay, so intuitive. We're going to pull the Angelarium cards for you. There's an angelic presence coming in for you, Angel. Angelarium, angelic presence. It's your crew, okay? It's your crew, your angelic crew coming in. Ho, 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 ho. Okay, so we got Hod. So this is actually a representation of the energy of the tree of life. So Hod is the left leg, and that represents the submission or letting go. Okay. The angel that's actually coming in is Archangel Raphael. So he is actually linked to this connection of letting go, and like it's like he's saying letting go and letting God. You know, one of those things, or like you let things flow. Okay, don't hold on to the past. Don't hold on to the pain. Don't hold on to the suffering anymore. Let it go. You're healing. Okay, you don't need that story anymore. That's what he's saying. You don't need that story anymore. You are way beyond that story. Okay, that story does not define you. You are not that story. You are not that past self. Okay, you have evolved, and you are here to teach. You're here to help heal the world. Okay, and so because Archangel Raphael is actually the healer angel, he says, I can help you with the healing too. I can help you with healing your heart. I can help you with healing your physical body. I can help you with healing the way that you perceive yourself too, your mindset. Okay. And he keeps pointing at, it's kind of like back here, back of your head. And then he also points at the chest, but in the backside. Okay, so it's like spinal column, like it's like so it's the spinal column that's connected all the way down to your root and all the way into the back of your head right here. So we're thinking about the fight or flight responses. Okay, so he's saying I can help you heal that. The fight or flight response comes when we are unwilling to confront certain things. We're not willing to do that at that time because we are afraid to. Okay, and that's what the submission energy comes in, where the left leg represents the feminine, but it also represents the grounding aspects of the tree of life, where it's really close to the earth. Okay, so that being said, we have to confront the divine feminine. We have to confront the divine feminine for healing. And Archangel Raphael he keeps emphasizing this. The fight or flight is no longer relative to your growth anymore. That was just a tactic that your ego took on to defend itself and to protect itself, and no longer necessary at this time. Okay. When you speak your truth, you speak it to an audience who is willing to hear it. Okay, so if there is a conflict that you had with a divine feminine in your life and you want to sit down with them and resolve it, you will be very much successful in resolving it. Okay, so the first thing that needs to happen is for you to heal emotionally regarding this, right? To say to yourself, you know what, that's no longer my story. Okay, that stuff transpired, but it's no longer going to represent me anymore. Okay, I am powerful, I am divine, I am on a divine mission, I am healed from that from that, okay? And then when you are ready to have that conversation with the divine feminine in your life, they'll be willing to listen, okay? Archangel Raphael can be used in this way too, to be the mediator, meaning that they mediate the energy. So he's able to help heal the energy of the relationship, the strain in the relationship, okay? He's able to help that. And then he's also able to witness the successful communication between you two, okay? And he's also able to help clear the air or clear the energy to allow for growth and to allow for healing to happen between you, okay? So there's a lot going on. And so he's saying the first thing to do is to take care of you, take care of your needs, take care of your body, take care of your emotional health, okay? And then from there, we take care of relationships with the divine feminine within ourselves and outside of us, okay? So your mom, your family members who are feminine, you know, your friends, you know, and things like that, all right? So that's what he's saying, okay? So that's what I have for you, Angel. All right. Oh, you're welcome, Angel. Okay, Michi, you are next, Michi. Michi, you have a one card pull. It's one card reading. Do you have a question for that card reading, or would you just like me to intuitively pull a card for you? Blue Flame says Antares is the heart of the... Yes, I actually was born under Antares. I know all about Antares. Or anti-Aries, the opposite of Aries. Yeah, yep, Angel is a Scorpio too, yep. Intuitively choose, okay. Let's see. Okay, Michi. First of all, the first thing that popped in was one of your guides is an Egyptian goddess, and she's like, "Hey, Michi, remember that you're the queen of the Nile." Remember. remember. Okay, so let me just pull a card for you. She said a galactic card will be helpful. Okay. Hi, Sherry. Thank you, J-Lo. Thank you for the little rose. Earth. Yes. And of course, the Egyptian energy and Earth, you know, correlation with the Earth. That's awesome. Okay, so this is the card of the melting pot. So this is a card of cultural diversity. And looking at your lineage being presented, Egyptian, we got Ethiopian. We also have some European, French European. I also see, who is it? German. I see a German connection here. And then we'll go into the Americas, and I see Native American connection, like in U.S. Native American. I also see going down to the islands. I see the connection in Haiti and the Dominican Republic. And then I also see Cuba. And I also see Puerto Rico. And I see Mexico. And I see Honduras. Then I also see South America, Brazil. Okay, so this is some of your family lineage is popping in. So the melting pot. So that we're focusing on the Egyptian one because that's the messenger. Okay, so this being, this goddess, is a representative of the African energy, okay? So even though she is of a different lineage, meaning she is not of this world, she represents Egypt, she represents the Nile energy, she represents the whole of Africa. Okay. And then also because there are seeds planted, that's what she's calling it, seeds planted in Europe and in the islands in the Americas of African descents, then that's where you have a lot of that culture coming back to your lineage. Okay. She keeps emphasizing Puerto Rico for a reason too. So anyway, what she's trying to say is that you have so much going on culturally speaking, meaning you have different, like all kinds of different lineages in your background, in your blood. That's what she's saying. She says, like, just like the Nile River is constantly flowing and changing, so is your lineage and heritage if you go far back into your ancestry. It's funny. And so all of these are coming together to teach you about why you are the way that you are, why you're so gifted, why you're so talented, why you chose the partners that you chose, why you chose to live where you're living, why you have the children that you have. And also why you know things without research, right? Like without knowing what the fuck that was, you just know things because it's in your blood. The traditions of these people is in your blood. Okay. The spiritual gifts of these people is in your blood. That's why she keeps emphasizing this. And she's always like, she's like, but you have to know this. You have to feel how powerful you are in order for you to remind yourself that you can overcome everything because you have all of these ancestors behind you, willing and able to assist you whenever you want. Okay. And so if you're having a hard time right now, they're saying, call upon us and we can help. Okay. If you need healing, call upon us and we can help. If you need comfort, if you need money, call upon us. That they keep saying that. Okay. So it's very intense, the energy surrounding you at this time. You're very much supported. You are very much protected. Okay. Michi's like, yes, true, is melting pot. So yeah, so that's what we have for you. Your earth family. Rely on your earth family, okay? That's why you came here. You came on earth to learn about them, learn where you came from, and as well as past lifetimes on this planet too. That's where all of these different cultures come from too. Where past lifetimes you were European, in a past life you were Egyptian, in a past lifetime you were Mesoamerican, and all that good stuff. All right. Okay. Thank you, JLo, for the diamond and for the vibes. All right, we have Chris Garcia, who is next for a galactic past life. Okay, Chris Garcia, let's see if you're here. Let me know so I could start that off for you. Okay, and then after Chris is Malik, and then Brandon, and then Allison, and then Norma. And then Blue Flame after Norma. Thank you, Blue Flame, for your purchase. You're welcome, Ichi. Yes, there are. You guys saw them? Yeah, the fairies are all over. They're everywhere, man. Oh, they've been like super happy because it's like slowly but surely we're transitioning from winter into spring out here, even though it's technically spring already. But the weather hasn't been complying with that. But lately it has. So they're like super excited because now we start to see the blooms happening, the trees getting their leaves back, the grass getting even more greener. So it's a very exciting time. Chris Garcia, let me know if you're here so I could do your reading. If not, I think you emailed me about getting permission for that. So Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and do Chris's past life right now because I do see the email that he sent me that he might not be here. Okay, so let's look at the stars. Regulus and Leo. Regulus and Leo. Regulus in Leo, it is actually in between Leo and Virgo season. So it's at, I know Regulus is at the final end of Leo. So it's between 29 degrees and 0 degrees in Virgo. Okay, 29 degrees in Leo, 0 degrees in Virgo. So the royalty star, or the star of the little prince, the king, the little king, the star that represents royalty. So that's kind of like this big thing, a regal energy, royal energy, but also a leadership energy, we have a lot of they're kind of saying, kind of like moving the energy into that state of mind. Like you need to move into that state of mind. So using Regulus, the star itself, to influence you, to motivate you to step into a leadership role. Okay. How do we step into a leadership role? You might be asking. Well, we take on responsibilities, right? We take on the responsibilities at work that nobody wants to do. We show up at work and we are responsible. We are tactful. We ask for raises. We ask if there is an opportunity to move up on the ladder. We go and get it, right? We go into a supervision role, or we become the supervisors. Okay, that's where you're headed, and that's where the star Regulus is trying to push you towards. Another thing about this is the responsibilities. Sometimes you're going to have to work more hours. You know, sometimes you're going to have to miss some special holidays if you're going to be in charge. Okay. This could look differently for people. If you're in a job that you're just like, okay, I don't think I'm moving anywhere, then find a job that's going to allow you to thrive and there's going to support your dream and your vision. It could also be that you were moving away from that 9 to 5 and moving into your own practice, meaning you moving into your own business, you becoming the boss, you becoming the king of the castle, right? That's what the star wants you. It's striving for. Okay. Not, you are not meant to live a mediocre life. That's the energy of the star is saying, that you're not meant to live a mediocre life. You're meant to thrive. You're meant to be out there. You're meant to help others, but you're also meant to be a leader. Okay, so let's look at this past life and what's going on, and what I'm pretty sure it's correlating with a royal role here. So when we look at the star Regulus, there's several planets orbiting the star. Okay, so it's the third planet of the star, the third planet. In this planet, they're showing kind of like the territory being very lush, very aromatic, a lot of greenery, a lot of fauna and flora. They're showing aquatic beings here. Okay, so you were an aquatic being, so they're showing you underwater, but at the surface level, it's the fauna and flora. There's other creatures there, but they're not the dominant species that you are. Okay, so I'm seeing an aquatic being, seeing you. Of course, you're a part of the royal family in this particular planet. At that time, there was a monarchy. Okay, at that time, meaning that they've evolved, and there is no such thing as a physical reality. There's no physical species. They're only the animals that are there physically, but now they're the actual beings who are like us, have evolved, have ascended. So they're guides. Okay, so these guides are showing me the trajectory of your life in this time, where you came from, and why it is important for you to get back to that. So they're showing you at a court. They're showing you sitting next to the leader here. The king would be your father. You have different plans than he does for your future, but he is emphasizing you have to take over. Okay, this is your kingdom. It's your responsibility. You have to take over. You're like, no, I do what I want, you know? And so you're like, no, I don't want to do that. I want to do this instead. And so they're saying you kind of ran away from home and you pursued a life of solitude until you figured out, okay, I really want to do the priesthood. So it's like just like the high priest and high priestess in Sirius, they had them there as well. So you decided to want to do the priesthood because you wanted to help people, right? You don't want to be the ruler of the kingdom, because the ruler of the kingdom deals in absolutes, meaning that it's my way or the highway. You know, there's no gray area. There's no, there's a trial, and I say who the fuck is guilty or not guilty, and you didn't want that, right? And that's why you shy away from that type of responsibility at this time, in this lifetime too, because you don't want to be that judge and jury, where you tell people you're fired, or you're doing a shitty job. You fucking suck, like you don't want to do that, because you want to be of service. You want to help people because you want to take care of people. And so that's why you're unwilling to step into these roles at where you're at right now, but you will step into the boss role when you feel comfortable enough to open your own practice, okay? Your own, spiritual practice, okay? So they're showing all this trajectory, and they're showing you doing that. And then of course your father was very upset with you, so he disowned you, and you guys never talked after that. He didn't even bother looking for you, so he gave the throne to your next sibling in line, and so they ruled or whatever. But your relationship with your other sibling was good because you actually became the court physician. So it's like, it was like the court priest or the court magician or the court physician or whatever. You did all that, the healing and everything for the kingdom, for your brother and his family and things like that. You oversaw the birth of their kids, and you took care of him and whoever got sick. That's what you did. You were a healer. And then you also, the religious practice and things like that you had. So you actually like did all that stuff. So that's what it is. It's like, that's why you hesitate now, where you're like, I don't want to be told that I need to be responsible or need to be in a leadership role and I need to be mean to people. I don't want to do that. So I want to help people. So that's what it is. Okay. So that's what I have for you, Chris, for this past life in Regulus. Okay. Moving on, we have Malik Heinz. If you are here, let me know. We got a 3 card for you. Oh. Did this oh, the chat froze a little bit. The chat froze on my end. Let me look at it through my phone. Okay. Oh. Okay, here we go. Okay, there you are. All right. So 3 card pull. Do you have a question in particular? I'm looking at your through the phone because this chat for some reason is frozen over here on my computer. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and pull some cards for you. So it's 3 card pull for you. Let's see what deck. We're going to do the fairy deck, okay? See what the fairies got to tell you. now. Man, they're enthusiastic about you. They're like, here. Oh, nice. Okay. Ooh, you are really feeling the new moon. Oh my God. Okay, so the new moon just happened, okay? It was in Taurus. And so this is like a very intense new moon because there's two new moons in one season. And so another thing because of the eclipse, right? So the first card they want is new beginnings. So this represents a new moon, new beginnings. What did you ask for the new moon? Because be ready, okay? Be ready because whatever you ask for is happening soon because of this, okay? You have to do a transformation has to happen in order for you to get what you want, what you ask for. Changes happen when we allow ourselves to receive what we want, say manifest something, right? So for example, say you want to move away from your home and you want to make more money in order for you to move to a better place, right? So that means you have to change something about you. So the changes have to happen with your self-confidence, with your abilities to pull money in, and to trust that you are being guided to a better place as well, okay? Another thing that has to happen is for you to actually go out and look for those jobs, right? Okay, this job says that I can apply and I have the credentials. Now I have to be confident enough to get the interview and I know I have to trust that I'm going to get this job because this job is going to help me move out of this place and go into a better location. Okay, so that's what it is. Transformation happens because things need to change in your life circumstances. So what you're asking for, if you want to manifest something new, a new beginning, things need to change your current life right now. Okay, so just be ready for that and be willing to allow this change to happen. Okay, it's going to be difficult for a lot of us, especially if we are so used to something and we know that that something is not so awesome, but we're kind of afraid of letting it go because we don't know what's going to happen to us if we do let it go. And then we're just like, holy shit, what if something bad happens to me if I quit this job and go to that job? What if the environment isn't good? Or what if I have to work my ass off to do things that I don't want, like all these what ifs, right? So that's what when people are not ready for change, the what ifs come in, the hesitation, the fear sets in. And so that's why it's important to understand you have to trust yourself that you are doing the best thing that you can do for your future. Okay. That new beginning is happening because you're making it happen. Okay. Through transformation. So healing is the last card. Healing is why this is happening. Okay. There could be a relationship thing going on, right? Maybe there's somebody in your life that is toxic. Maybe there's someone in your life that's holding you back, that is not good for you, that is not good for your family. Even your family cannot be good for you too sometimes. Sometimes you got toxic people in your family, and sometimes you just got to cut them off. Okay. Sometimes you just be like, you know what? I am trying to be a better person. I am not trying to suffer in relationships anymore. I'm not trying to attract toxicity in my life anymore. I want a better life. I want people who love me unconditionally in my life like I love them. So I have to cut you out. Sometimes the transformation has to happen through the healing. Okay. Healing happens when there's something that needs to heal. So if you have a broken heart, you have to heal it. If you are getting ready to move on with your life without some certain people in your life, you got to heal that, letting go of that relationship. You got to grieve the relationship, right? So you can move forward. And that's where healing takes place. Another thing about healing is that you have to heal anything that's limiting you. Okay. So your belief systems about yourself, about your life as a whole, like who are you? What are your future plans? Do you have confidence in yourself that you can meet your goals or you can manifest that future that you've been asking for, right? Then you have to heal those aspects of you that are telling you no, that are placing you placing self-doubt into yourself, like your ego is telling you, no, that's too much, that's too much responsibility, you're not ready for it. You need to heal that, okay? Because there is a link to that between you and someone else at some point in time in your life that told you no, or they told you you can't do something, that they didn't have any confidence in you, they didn't trust you, that they said there's no way you can do that, you're gonna fail, right? You have to heal that, okay? You have to heal that, because in order for you to get what you want, that new beginning, things are going to change. They're going to be very uncomfortable, but healing is going to help you release that, okay? So that's what I have for you. Hopefully that makes sense. But this new moon is very powerful, you guys. If you guys ask for something this new moon, God, you got to be ready to have the carpet pulled from underneath your feet, because at a like this, instantaneously changes are happening and they might be uncomfortable, okay? So just FYF, you're be warned, okay? Okay. All right, so that's what I have for you. And let's see. Okay, I just removed your name from there. Then we have Brandon. Walton is next. Brandon. Brandon is next. Okay. And that's for a 3 card as well. And then after Brandon is Allison, and then it's Norma, and then it's Blue Flame. Okay. Let me know, Brandon, if you're here. Oh. Oh. There's Avon. Okay. Meet, you're welcome. Fox Frost. Michi might be uncomfortable. Yeah. Believe me, it is uncomfortable. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm not gonna lie. It's fucking uncomfortable. This energy, like I've had a lot of clients that have been like, oh my God, what did I ask for? They're like, I just asked for more money and now I'm fucking quitting my job and moving away. And, you know, just a bunch of like shit that just happened overnight. Like it's like overwhelming, you know, like the transformation that they're having to do. Like it's leaps and bounds. It's like years of changes in one night. That's what one of them described it as. It's like, I've been wanting this for years and now it's here and now I'm not ready. It's funny. Okay, so Avon, do you have a question? Since it's a 3 card pull, do you have questions that you want to ask, or do you just want me to do intuitive for you as well? How is this? Okay, intuitive is fine. Okay, perfect. Oh, okay. We're gonna do the Pleiadian deck for you. The 7 Sisters. Pleiadian deck. I haven't used this in a while. All right. You good night, Michi. Oh, Denise. I could do you after. I didn't know you were in here. I could have done yours already. Denise, you want to wait a little bit longer, or you want to pop in like 10 minutes and I'll pull a card for you real quick? Let's see. Ooh. Oh, wow. Damn, you really do have the Pleiadian energy today. Okay, so here we go. So I got the Electra card for you. Electra is one of the 7 sisters. It is actually a star in the sky in the Pleiades star cluster in the constellation of Taurus. Okay, so if you look at Taurus, and this actually evolving at the end of almost at the end of Taurus season, we're going to see the Pleiadian energy come in. Okay, so this is why I picked the Pleiadian energy for you, Avon, because it is going to be very beneficial for you by almost the end of Taurus season into Gemini season. That transition in between, that's when the Pleiades starts to be highlighted. Okay. So this one, Electra the star, is about glowing, about shining your light. Okay, shining your light, showing the world who you are, not being afraid of, you know, sharing your wisdom with others. Okay, so sharing your spiritual knowledge, sharing your knowledge of other matters, of intellect and things like that. Don't be afraid to share your opinion. That's what the star represents. Asterope is your next one, and Asterope is the main sister of the seven sisters, the oldest one. Uh, we have the star daughters, or the Pleiades energy, continuously, like the whole entire Pleiadian star cluster in this card, okay, represented. And it's about you connecting with the divine feminine, but also connecting to, if you have siblings, connecting to them, uh, making sure that they're taken care of, making sure that you're taken care of, as well as making sure that your parents are taken care of. You becoming, in so many ways, the head of the household. Okay, so it's kind of like a big transformation, a big step forward in this way. You becoming the wise sage, where people come to you for advice, and it starts with your family. That's what they're saying. It starts with family first. You're testing things out with your family first, okay? um, or with your friends who feel like family as well. Okay, so they're saying that everything that you're learning about your practice, you are testing this out with friends who are like family, or with your own family. Okay, and then from there, you are learning more about your practice through that connection, through that test. Okay, and from there, you're going to be able to provide that practice to the world, or to offer it. Okay, so that's what they're saying. Be ready for that. Okay, be ready for that. The next one is Alcyone, and Alcyone is one of the stars as well. This one is witchcraft or wishcraft. Okay, wishcraft. Okay, so it's enchantress energy. It is the high priestess energy. It is wishing energy. It is manifestation. Okay, so this one is you're attracting a steady flow of abundance because you're asking for it. So you're manifesting it. If you ask for something, it's yours. That's what she's trying to say. You're at that powerful energy in your life right now where you ask for something, it's yours. So again, the Pleiades is going to be in between Taurus and Gemini season. And I think that's what it is that they're trying to share with you, is that you are going to be the most powerful when you align with the Pleiadian energy during that time. Okay, so wish upon a star, the 7 stars, and you will get everything you want. Okay, so that's what I have for you, Avon. It's really cool energy. Hi, Brittany. All right, let's move on to, if you are still here, Ms. Denise Cole. If you're still here, let me know. Let me know, Denise, if you're still here. I'm gonna pull a card for you before you go home, or you go to bed. Bree Kachu, Brittany Farrell. Kachu, what does that mean, Brittany? Did you get married? Did you get married and change your name? Lizzie, was it hard for you to leave Carson, California? Hell to the no. Just kidding. No, it really wasn't. Oh, I was like Pikachu, Brittany Chu. Pikachu. That's funny. So it was really easy because I felt I needed to. Like, ever since I was a kid, I felt like I didn't belong there, for one. I felt like I just felt like an alien, and I just felt weird. I mean, my family members loved me and welcomed me and stuff like that, but as a society as a whole, the stuff that I was perceiving at that time, I didn't align with. Um, Carson went down a lot. You know, like when I was growing up, it was safe. You could walk out and play in the streets and you'll be fine. But now it's like, good luck, you know, going out at night without, you know, running into weirdos, right? But when I was a teenager, that's when it started to happen. And that's why I decided, okay, I'm gonna get out of here. Like I can't stand this type of energy, you know, especially because it was like really creepy people walking around the neighborhood, and I'm just like, well, fuck no, you know, like I can't even fucking chill out in the front yard and not some fucking creeper walking around. You know? So yeah, so I was like, oh, I gotta get out of here, and so yeah, that's why it was like really fairly easy for me to leave. I wanted to leave so bad. Like I know I didn't belong there. I know I was like, yeah, this is pushing me out, you know. And then of course all the pollution and I had a lot of issues with that, with infections and stuff like that. Because there's just so much going on pollution wise, and then it just the changes of the seasons too, because when I was younger it used to rain a lot and now it doesn't. So that actually hurt me too, because I love the rain. I was born in a thunderstorm, by the way, and my mom was like, yeah, the gods were like, oh no, she's being born, you know, like in a negative way. She was saying that. But yeah, I felt I didn't belong there. You know, I felt like I needed to be somewhere quiet. I needed to be somewhere by myself. I needed room to breathe. That's what I felt. So yeah, it was easy for me. Yeah, Lizzie, yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah, there's a lot of karma there. Yep. Yep. Okay, so Denise is not here, so we're gonna move on. After Avon, we have Allison. Allison, are you here still? Let me know. Allison, Allison, Allison. Yeah, the shit that I that's another reason why I wanted to leave. The shit that I fucking experienced as a kid. Fuck. The both spiritually and physically. You know what I mean? The shit that I experienced, I was like, I'm tapping out. I need to get the fuck out of here. Like, and there was actually like exits as well that happened with me, you know, like I almost died like 3 times. So those, you know what I mean? Like the first one was a near death experience, was when my mom got into a car accident and I flew into the actual her window, her you know, her windshield, and I luckily I didn't go through it. I got lucky. I didn't go through it. Uh my sister got injured in the back though, and I just got like a big like welt on the top of my head. So I felt like the tender, you know, like all tender right here. As a kid, I felt like, man, what the fuck? But yeah, she said I got lucky that I didn't go through it. Because I was wearing my seatbelt, but I wasn't wearing it properly. Because I put the you know how when you're a kid, you're not supposed to be. First of all, you're not supposed to be sitting in the fucking front. Okay, like my mom in the 80s, you know, everybody sat in the back of the trucks without a seatbelt, and they sat in the front seat, right? With the like the seatbelt wasn't even, it was so big like on me, it was like covering my face and you know, so I moved it away and I was like, that's better. So I only had the thing right here, and that didn't help. So I flew into the fucking windshield. I almost died there. And then my sister got injured, and then that's the first exit that I had, or the first chance to exit. Um, and then the next one, oh, there you are, Ellie Angel. Okay, cool. So we're gonna do a past life reading for you, Allie. So the next exit was when I was a teenage. No, wait, it was before I turned. Yeah, it was before I became a teenager. I think I was like about eight or nine, and I almost drowned because I'm a fucking idiot. So I'm a fucking idiot. That's why I fucking almost drowned. I honestly, I was just like, I give up. Okay, so I went into the deep end of the swimming pool, and I was struggling to get up because it was so deep, and this was in Mexico. So the swimming pool levels are way different than the swimming pool levels in the United States. All right, this shit felt like a fucking mission. I was so exhausted trying to paddle up to the surface that I just gave up. I was like, ah. And I actually swallowed a lot of water too, and so I passed out a little bit. And so this lady, I just felt like by the time I woke up, this lady was like, "Oh my god, are you okay?" You know, she like got me out of the swimming pool or whatever, and I was just like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And I took off. I was like, "Fuck." So that was the third one. I mean, the second one. And the third final one was, well, not the final one because there's more when I was an adult, but these are for like the early years. The last one as a kid or as a teenager, well, actually, yeah, a preteen, was when a guy from a fucking gang or whatever decided that he wanted to murder Mexicans. That's what he said. He's like, I'm from blah 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 gang, and I murder Mexicans. And so he pulled a gun at us, and I was just like, are you serious? Like, what the fuck? Like, I got mad. Like, instead of like running, like everyone else ran away, I just was like in front of him, like, what the fuck? You know, I can't believe, like, I was in disbelief. Like, I can't believe you're fucking doing this, you know? And then all of a sudden I hear my friend, get out of there! I'm like, okay. So I fucking went back and took off. But yeah, that was the third exit. Or opportunity to exit. And then as an adult, there was two of them, one in the military and then one before the military. So yeah, so I think I had like a total of 5 exits or 5 opportunities to say deuces, I'm out. All right. Yeah, I kept count, of course. Dude, they're traumatic experiences. I can laugh about it now, but back then, oh man, back then I was like, I hate people. Like, I fucking hate people. All right, so Ali Angel, let's do your past life, okay? In a galaxy far, far away. Not just kidding. Here. Let's see the stars. Let's see what star comes in. Alcade or something like that. Alcade. Alcade. Yeah, Alcade. Alkaa. Oh, well, it's just like telling me what it is. Alkaid. Alcade. Okay, Alcade. What star is this? Where is it at? Okay, Alcade. It's in. Oh, it's the bear. It's the bear constellation. It's a bear constellation. It's a bear. It's a bear. It's a bear. It's a bear. Which one? There's 2 bears. The big bear, the mother bear. Okay, Alcade. Okay, so Ursa Major. Okay, Ursa Major, that constellation aligns usually around what was it? Not Leo. Virgo season. Okay, so that's usually around Virgo season. That's when that constellation comes up in the night sky. It aligns with our sun. Okay, so this one in particular, the great bear, represents the bear mother, the mother bear, the she bear in mythology. It also represents the north or whatever, the Big Dipper. What energy is it? Mercurial energy, just like Virgo. So okay, so Mercury energy for this particular energy of the star. But we also have another energy that's coming in too. Martian energy too. So it has like a combined energy here. So the star combines Mars and Mercury. And when you think about Mars, is a very fierce energy, but it's also very protective and territorial. When you think about bears and mother bears in particular, especially if they have children, like their little baby bears, they're the same, right? Martian energy, very territorial, very protective. But we also have the Mercury energy, which helps us with public affairs. So public life, okay? So you putting yourself out there, communicating with other people, working with others, okay? Protective of others as well. So it could also mean that you become protective of your friendships, or you become a little bit territorial of your friendships. If somebody fucks with somebody, you're gonna be like, oh, you mess with them, you're messing with me too, you know, like that type of protection. How many? Oh, near death experience. I had a lot. Yes, glad I passed that. Okay, all right. So that being said, that's how you usually work. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. There's more of a because you really take care of other people. Okay, so that's the bear, the mama bear energy that is highlighted during Virgo season for you. That's why you might be feeling like, oh my God, during Virgo season, I get so nurturing and I get so like about my house, about being orderly and about protecting other people, right? About defending other people. It's about that, but also there is a lot to do with your position of authority, okay? Your position in the group, you becoming the authority, or you becoming the one that's more influential in your friendships, right? So people coming to you for advice, for guidance, things like that. So you have more influence in that sense. You have more responsibility in that sense as well, where people rely on you. And then we have, of course, the star itself influences that too, okay? And what's the other thing they're saying? House, you're in charge of the house. Okay, so that's what it is. So we're looking at the star, we're looking at the planets orbiting that star. The first planet, okay, the first planet. So this one in particular, they're showing like crystalline structures. They look like geometric shapes. They're showing crystalline structures, and then they're showing, so these beings are more humanoid looking, like human, like us. Their hair is a little bit their hair is kind of a part of their body. Like it's not like this, it's like skin. I don't That's what it looks like. And then they're showing kind of like the abilities that they have and things like that. But then they're showing you in this big structure. Again, they're crystalline structures, so I guess they're crystal people. They live in crystal structures. And they're showing you in the one of the biggest ones, and you being the head of the village. So you're being the wise person of the village, or the medicine person, or the wise sage, or everybody goes to you. You're the leader. Everybody goes to you for advice. Everybody, if there's a war, you're the one leading the fight. If there's negotiations that need to be done, trade negotiations, things like that between you and other villages, you're the one in charge. If there are any disputes between neighbors, you're the one that passes the judgment. You're the one that they come to for advice in that way, okay? And you're the one that tells them about when is the proper time to do certain things. They're showing you kind of like looking at the stars, so it's like astrology. And of course, that's going to be different for you. Than the ones that we see right now. And they're showing you looking at the stars, and they're saying, okay, this is a good time for you to get married. I'll bless your union. Or when somebody's like having a kid, okay, this is a good time for you to have a kid because the kid's going to be this, you know, so you're the one telling them their future, right? Or when it's good to get married, when it's good to celebrate festivities, things like that. Okay, so it's pretty interesting. So, so Arcade. So the influence of Alcade in Virgo season important, okay? At the end of Virgo season, that's what they're showing me, that the tail end of Virgo season, I think between 20 degrees of Virgo to 29 degrees of Virgo, that's when Alcade is. 20, a little bit further to the 29th degree. 26 degrees. Okay, so 26 degrees in Virgo is this, Ursa Majoris is in alignment or in conjunction to the Sun Virgo season. Okay, so remember this, because this is important, because you're going to be working with the star during this time. Okay, a lot of opportunities are going to rise up for you to take the lead on something. It could be that you become the head of the household during this time, or you are the head of the household, and like you have more authority now. Also, if you do have a job, then you become the boss, or you become your own boss, you know, things like that. So something about a leadership role, maybe you stepping into more of a social role, where you become someone who is that wise person, wise sage that people come to for advice, tarot readings, astrology, you name it. You're going to be the expert on it, okay? So during Virgo season, that's when the transition is going to happen, okay? That big leap is going to happen even more, all right? So that's what I have for you. You've been seeing that, Allie? Oh, yay! That's awesome. That's great. I'm super excited for you. Yeah, the star itself is super amazing because it's grounding energy too. So even though it has Martian energy and Mercury energy, it's very grounding too. So it's very like authoritative energy, but also very stable energy. It's not like overly, you know, like all over the place stuff. But yeah, so it's pretty cool. I like it. Okay, next one is Norma. So Norma has a past life reading as well. So Norma, that's running over this reality current galaxy. That what star is this or planet? Oh, it's right now the star, or you're talking about the star Alcade, the one for your reading. So the star Alcade is, it's spelled Alkaid. Okay, Alcade. Oh, so for this current time right now, we have, I think we have, we don't have anything in conjunction to the sun right now. But we do have oppositional energy. And I think it was Aldebaran or Alfeka. Okay, right now to the sun, is on opposition of the sun right now. So this is the dish in the dish or whatever. This star is a Mercurian energy too. So I'm looking at the Time Nomad app. And so if it's in the sense about self-seeking, meaning that you're doing a lot of internal evaluations due to the star, okay? And it does affect your communication, channeling information, receiving information, thoughts and processes and manifestations, because it's internal work that's happening. So you keeping all this stuff to yourself is more important than you sharing it right now. So Hermit Mode is what the star is bringing that oppositional. So it's the Corona Borealis, the dish. So it's the Corona. So the crown. Okay, the Borealis, the crown is where this star is at. So this one's up in opposition right now to our sun. Okay, so that's what it brings. Okay, so activations, a lot of thinking on mental clarity, a lot of manifestation through the mind. Okay, through the thoughts that you think, bam, instant manifestation. Okay, so that's what it is. Okay. You're welcome, Allie. Okay, Norma, you're next. So we are doing yours for the past life. Let's see what star comes in. Seth. What star is that? Seth what? Serpents? Is it serpents? It's in serpents. Okay, it's in serpents. What star? What star in serpents? You what? It's a U. A star with a U. Let me Google it because I'm not very familiar with serpents. I know serpent constellation is connected in November. Okay, so I know that's where it's at. It's the constellation serpents with it's Fiscus and serpents. Okay, so the constellation itself is connected to that. So it is well, it's in November. It's during Scorpio season when that one comes in. So let me look up the U star. The U, a U. It starts with a U. Okay. Unucal high? Fuck. I would never have guessed. I would never have guessed this is the star. I've never heard of it. Okay, so it's UNUKALHAI. Okay, Alpha Serpentis is a better. That's better. Alpha Serpentis. Okay, that's a better star name. Well, we're going with the astronomical name. It's Alpha Serpentis. Okay, so this star in Arabic means the serpent's neck. Okay, so this is in Scorpio. Yeah, I was right. Okay, so it's at 22 degrees in Scorpio. So that comes around November 14th. Okay, so this is important for you. Okay, because this has a lot to do with you. With Scorpio energy during November 14th, the neck of the serpent or the heart of the serpent. Okay, so because it's in the middle, it's right in the middle. Okay, like on the neck, it goes like a fiscus is holding the serpent, so it's like right here. Okay, so it looks like the heart, wherever the heart, a serpent has a heart at. Okay, all right. So this one, the energy that I was picking up was Saturnian energy for sure. Let me see what else this Ptolemy, with his great wisdom, let's see what he says about this energy. Okay, he calls it a Martian and he says it's a Martian and Saturnian energy. So I was right picking up Saturn, but he's saying it's Mars too. So this one, oh shit. And this is Ptolemy's interpretation. I would interpret it based on your intuition instead, okay? He says the connection or the nature of the star is both Saturn and Mars, which represents immorality, accidents, violence, and danger. Okay, adultery, criminal, loss, heartless, bold, cruel, liar, poverty, few friends. That's what he calls it. Okay, he always has a negative connotation for stars. I would definitely do intuition with it instead. So I was picking up Saturnian energy, so I was picking up stability with this star, but I was also picking up wisdom. Okay, so I was picking up stability and wisdom, as well as craftiness. So you being an expert. So this star brings you expertise in your field. So you being the expert in your field. Okay, so you're the one that's very knowledgeable, the one that's more successful in your field. Okay. Be careful with that success because it does rub people the wrong way. That's the only thing that I pick up on that, is that because you're so successful at what you do, you're so good at what you do, it rubs the people who are lazy the wrong way. Okay. There's like, got some haters here, that's the only thing I'm picking up, is that hate, that jealousy. Okay. Because of that. So let's look at the past life. Okay, so there's this planet in this orbiting this star. There's always so there's the star itself has other stars nearby, like a binary star system as well. So there's I would say they're in the middle of that is the planet. So it's kind of like the gravity is pulling them closer to that star U, whatever, Alpha Serpentins. So they're showing this one. They're showing it as an aquatic world too. The difference is the majority of the planet is water, or whatever that liquid is. So this one's a mer person energy. So I see mer people here. I see you there, and you're a masculine energy in this particular lifetime, and you are in a leadership position, authority, a military might. That's what they're calling it. You are in charge of the military in this lifetime. So that's different from what you're doing right now. So the reason why is because of this. You're in charge of the military because you are very smart at negotiating tactfully things, like if you're going to go to war is because it's the last resort. So you are kind of like the mediator, or you're the diplomat at this time. And then when it does come down to war, then you become the general. We'll just call it that because there is a different rank structure. So they're showing you negotiating, talking to people. Let's make a treaty. Let's go for peace instead of conflict, things like that. So you're giving you're given that authority because the king that you are working with is telling you you're in charge of that. You know how to read people. They'll listen to you, things like that, because the king, he's weak. He's weak-minded. He's very, he gets easily tricked and persuaded, and so you're the one that has to be like, no, this is not what we're doing. We're going to do this, so that he trusts you to do all the negotiations because he doesn't want to get tricked or persuaded to do something that is not convenient for his people. So that being said, you're in charge. You're like pretty much you're the leader, right? You're the leader of the kingdom instead of the king. But nobody knows that, of course. You know what I mean? So you're in charge of all the negotiations and trades and deals and all that stuff. And then, so then you have this person next to you who is your second in command, who is jealous of you, who doesn't like the fact that you're so close to the king, and he thinks that there should be a separation between the military and the king, that there shouldn't be such closeness, because then when you think about the king represents the kingdom and the politics and all that stuff, and then the military is supposed to protect the kingdom, right? So if you have both of them in alliance, what if the king goes crazy and he's not protecting the kingdom? He doesn't have the best intentions, and then he hurts people, but you have to protect the kingdom and the king. Therefore, you're going to go along with it. So that's what your second in command thinks, right? That there should be a separation. You don't see it that way because you know for a fact you can't be influenced. You know for a fact that you know your job well enough to know who's lying to you and who is deceiving you and who is trying to take your job. And that's what this person's trying to do. That being said, the same thing is applicable in this lifetime, where you have people around you who give you the responsibility, the authority, the leadership role. But the others that are there, who probably have been there a little bit longer than you, don't like that. I don't like that you are being chosen in that way, if that makes sense. And that's because you're responsible. You're responsible and they're not. You're reliable and they're not, right? So that's the difference. But they don't see it that way. They think that just because they put in the work, years-wise, that they deserve that instead of you. So just be mindful of that, okay? And then the star does tend to do that, where the star tends to honor your whatever you want, you get it from the star, right? Especially if you want a raise or if you want a position of authority, you'll get it from the star. It influences that in your life, career-wise, things like that. So just be mindful of the influence that it has with the people around you too, where there's jealousies, okay, gossiping and all that crap, okay, drama. Yeah, pretty much drama. Yeah. Oh, you had dreams of yourself as a immersed person? This sounds like scenarios that so many of my previous jobs. Yeah. So just be careful with this current one, because you might have people who are already starting to gossip, or who are already looking at you sideways because I can't believe she is so smart, smarter than me, more reliable than me. It's one of those things. It's an ego thing. Okay. So just be mindful of that. So that's what I have for you, Norma. And then we have Blue flame integration for a 1 card. If there's a question that you have, blue flame, let me know. You just got a promotion? That's why. The stars like telling you, go get it, girl, but be careful. Be careful of the haters. So yeah, just work with that star. So like I said, it's during Virgo, it's during November, so it's during Scorpio season that the star is conjunct our sun. Just be mindful of that. Okay, so during Scorpio season, you'll see more of that, more revelations of who has your back, who is really happy and rooting for you, and who isn't. I think that's what the star's going to reveal. It's like, yes, this is you got a promotion, keep going, but now you're going to see the shit happen with people who are they really going to be supportive or not? And you're going to see that during this time, okay? I'm the new program manager and overseeing 2 other agencies. Oh shit, yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of. And you just started, didn't you? Didn't you just start that job like not that long ago, like a few years ago, Norma? And that makes sense why there's jealousy, because when you think about it in the sense of like there's people who've been there for longer than you, and all of a sudden they got, you're not getting promoted, and you are, because you just, I think you've been there for like what, a couple of years. I from what I remember last time I talked to you. So yeah, but you know what? Keep going. Keep going. Don't forget it. It's good that you're gonna see the truth though about their true nature, be revealed during Scorpio season. That's a good thing, because then you know who has your back and you know who you can trust. You make more than your boss. Awkward. But it's so funny. So that means that your boss is that king from that past life where he's like, like no one cares. And you're the real leader. That's funny. Okay, an intuitive message for Blue Flame. Okay. All right. Whew. But you got this, Norma. You got this. This is the reason why. You got this, okay? All right. And they know, and that's why you deserve that promotion. That's why you deserve all that money, okay? All right, let's see. Okay, so I'm seeing a star, and I'm seeing the star coming in from, what constellation is that? Hydra. Okay, so I saw like this, like these multiple faces, and I was just like, what is that? Like, and there's like little stars or whatever, and then I saw like these like twirls and stuff. So I'm like, oh, that's Hydra. So okay, so let's look at the star. What star is it? With a C? Let's look up Hydra then, because I don't know the stars in Hydra. Oh, so it's right next to it. Okay. So there's a constellation right next to it called Crater and Corvus. There's 2 with C's. They're showing me. So we're gonna focus on Corvus. Okay, we're gonna focus on Corvus. Okay, so Corvus is the crow. Okay, the crow constellation. So that's what they call it. Let's see. It's like they're showing me the all these fucking creatures. All right, Corvus. Which one? Algorab. Yeah, Algorab. So this one's in Libra season, I believe. Corvus is conjunct the sun in Libra season, I believe. Algorab is. Let's look it up. Oh, so this is funny. Okay, so look, I just looked it up. It says that Hydra is right below the crow. So the crow looks like it's perched on the Hydra. So it looks like it's sitting on Hydra. So that's why there's 2 energies in play here. So Corvus, the Algorab star, is important, but also looking at Hydra. So during Libra and Virgo season, that's where both of these energies come in. So Virgo season would be the Hydra. Libra season will be Corvus. So during this time for you, Blue Flame is super powerful. Super powerful, okay? So let's look at what the Algorab is for like energy. So I feel like it's like a fire, like a solar, something like a solar energy. It feels like very solar, very powerful sun like. Okay, so what I'm getting is the sun god, or the god of light, the god of light. So that would be, in Greek mythology, it'll be Apollo, and it'll be Helios. And then we have solar deities, Donatiui in Mesoamerica. So solar deity, solar energy, that's what I'm picking up for Corvus, for that star in particular. So but also battle Mars. So Martian energy, solar energy, powerful sun god energy, but also Martian energy. So let's look at what they say, or what Ptolemy says about the star. So Ptolemy says Corvus is a Saturn and Martian connection. So the difference is Ptolemy's going to tell you all this negative shit about the star. Okay, just remember that. Is military action, fearlessness, mercilessness, repulsion, accidents, violence, maliciousness, all that bad shit. Ptolemy, of course. But the good thing about the Martian and solar energy that I picked up is that it's different. It's more of instinct, material wealth, and ingenuity, like meaning that you have different ways of doing things, right? And it's also like you're subject matter expert at things. And so with that military energy, I'm picking up more of like action taking. Like you are the one that says the buck stops here. Like you don't tolerate shit. That's what the military force energy is coming in as. Okay. I also feel like it has a lot to do with the way that you conduct yourself, meaning that you won't let people who have wronged you know not to fuck with you again. Put it that way. But it also attracts the people who are negative about, like they try to test you. Okay, so they look at you thinking right now, because you're a woman, they try to test you, right? How far can I poke the bear? How far can I take this? And so the crow energy of this Algorab energy is like, you're not going to take that far. Like you're not going to take it that far because I know what you're doing. Okay, and shit stops with me right now. Okay. So during Virgo season and Libra season, the combination of Hydra and the combination of the crow energy, we are seeing agitation. We are seeing people testing you, but we're also seeing you overcoming it triumphantly, winning the war, so to speak. Okay, shining your light, receiving gifts, receiving authority, and receiving, what is it called? Receiving your crown. They're kind of showing all this stuff at the same time. So all of this going on, all of the drama, all of that shit is only pushing you forward towards your goal. Okay, so it's only making it solidify your place in the world, your place as an authority figure, as a leader. Okay, it's just doing that. Okay, so that's what these two stars, Hydra, this constellation Hydra and Corvus, are going to help you with, becoming that authority. Even though you have to go through the shit, you're still going to manage to overcome everything, and everything's just going to be like revealed about that person who tried you. People are not going to like them. People are going to turn their back on them, and they're going to see you as someone who is resolute and who is actually doing good in the world. Okay, so that's what there's a lot of yeah, that's what they say. That's what, like, that's why I saw the different heads. There's a lot of different energies involved here. Okay. And then when you think about the crow, the position of the crow in the constellation on top of the Hydra constellation, that means it's overcoming it. Like, it means like it's riding the fucking Hydra, right? Like, I'm in charge. I'm in charge. So you are the crow. You're in charge, right? You're like riding the fucking Hydra. You're like, yeah, whatever. It's a bumpy ride, but it's still in charge. It's still on top. All right. What is it? The crow came out in my starseed reading. What the fuck? That's awesome. Oh shit. Okay, so this algorithm is at 13 degrees in Libra. Okay, so it's really close to you have your Libra rising at 20 degrees. So yeah, it's really close to that. Let's see. You said Scorpio is coming home. Okay, cool. He's a progressed Capricorn. Not anymore. Yep. I've been much better at dealing with ignorance. Oh, that's good. That's good. You're waiting for the big bomb to drop. That's funny. Oh, that's good. Okay, so that's what I have for you, Blue Flame. Okay. Oh, Maxine, I see you paid. So I'm guessing you want, Maxine, I'm guessing you want a reading. Let me know which one, because it's like, oh, it's $25. Maybe you want the past life one. Let me know, Maxine. I see your payment here. You're the crow on top. You're the one on top of the Hydra, so you're above the chaos, pretty much, you know. Algorab, 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 13 degrees Libra. The past life one? Okay, perfect. Okay, Maxine. All right, let's connect to the stars. So I'm looking at the Pleiades, so which one is it? Alcyone. Alcyone. Okay, Alcyone. That's the star that I'm looking at. Alcyone in the Pleiades star cluster. I think that's the oldest sister. Hold on. So this one comes around, I think it's in Gemini. It's in, yeah. So this one comes around in Gemini season. So this one's conjunct the sun in Gemini season. About it's like in between. I feel like it's there's an energy in between. So it's Taurus and Gemini. So it could be 29 degrees Taurus to 0 degrees in Gemini. That's when that star is. So that's why I always tell people, like, look at the stars that are coming in during these seasons, because they have a lot of influence on your chart as well. So 29 0 degrees Gemini. Okay, so it's 29 0 degrees Gemini. So that's definitely where that Alcyone star is. Okay, so this one is in Taurus, of course, in the constellation Taurus, the Pleiades star cluster, the Seven Sisters. This one is actually the central star in that star cluster. So one of the biggest ones. Okay. So this one, because the story goes that these are the daughters of Atlas, right? And so Orion, the hunter, is actually enamored and pursuing them. So in the legend, Orion was killed by Artemis because she thought he violated one of them. Okay, and then so he was killed. And thrown up in the sky. So anyway, so this one in particular's energy, I feel like it has a lot to do with Venus energy. I feel it feels Venus, but it also feels like a lunar energy too. So like kind of like a feminine, divine feminine energy. That's what I feel Alcyone represents. What else? Yeah, so I feel as a Venusian and lunar. Let's see what Ptolemy has to say. Let me Let me see what Ptolemy has to say about the star. What negative shit he has to say about the star. You guys know I don't like Ptolemy, right? Can you tell? Can you tell I don't like him? I don't fucking appreciate his shit, all right? His shitty fucking rulings on stars, okay? Because honestly, it's intuition, right? Your intuition will tell you what's going on too, right? With the star, what's the star influencing you in your chart? Like it'll tell you, okay? Like you will know based on what's happening in your world. So not everything that he predicted is true, you know. So that's why I always think like in that way that you're not always right, Ptolemy, you know. All right, so he says that the star is Martian energy and moon energy. So I did pick up with the moon energy. So this one is different though. This one is brutal energy, dangerous energy. It can cause like all kinds of like I would say bad habits and all, like he says it causes like danger to your eyes, like blindness. It causes diseases and like smallpox and accidents of the face and fevers and chills and all kinds of shit. But because I'm picking up on Venus energy, one of the actual astrologers here says it's love energy too. So that's funny. So he says it's lunar energy, but it's love energy. Okay, so that means it's optimistic, it's nurturing, is very feminine, it's ambitious, but it's also very protective energy. It's very romantic energy, very peaceful energy, very intellectual, loves to travel, romance and all that good stuff. Okay, so that's what I picked up, that the star actually represents all that good stuff. And about this is that what this star actually, the nature of it all is what it represents for you is being open to loving relationships. Okay, so what I'm picking up for you is being open to loving relationship, romance, meeting your perfect match, perfect partner, creating a life with them, but also being mindful of just not overwhelming yourself with the responsibilities of a relationship too. Meaning, don't overindulge in the relationship, right? Like for example, this is like a very typical, and I hate saying this because I love Libras, but they do this all the time. When a Libra falls in love, they fall fucking hard, okay? And no one can tell them anything bad about this fucking person because they won't believe it, okay? So they fall hard, head over heels, and no one can say anything bad because they don't believe it. You can warn them until you fucking turn blue about this person and how shitty they are, right? And they'll still be like, but they're so great in bed, or they're such a good dad or mom, and just. So anyway, it happens that there's a enmeshment that happens in the relationship where they become just like the partner, where they lose themselves in the relationship and they lose a part of who they are, and they don't identify as a separate person, that they become whole and one with the partner, right? Which is a beautiful thing, but it could be bad when it happens to be with someone who is a toxic person, right? So anyway, just be careful with that, with the enmeshment happening, where you get overly caught up in a relationship and you neglect who you are, and you no longer have independence, that you are completely pretty much being responsible for keeping up the relationship too. So meaning that it's like not a two-way road, it's more like a one-way road, that you overkeep the relationship beyond its end date because you can't let it go, right? Because you invested a lot of time in that person, right? And the person's just like, whatever, like that. So just be careful with that Libra thing, okay? So I love you guys, but you guys are like that. You guys overdo it. But I mean, I know you're in love, but still, So that, yeah. Yes, exactly. Don't let the relationship take over. Yep. You've done that in the past, and now you feel like you put walls up. Oh, okay. All right. So let's move on to the past life. So this in past life, you very feminine energy. I see a being. This is not a physical lifetime for you. This is actually a spiritual life here. Okay. So meaning you're a guide here. You're a guide in this life. And that makes sense. Okay. So the collective, when you think about the collective consciousness here on the planet, you think about all the souls being connected, being one, right? In the etheric realm, in the higher realms, we are all in a soul group, right? And that's the same thing in this past lifetime. This Alcyone and the planets here are ascended. The Pleiadian beings here are ascended. They're guides. So here, that's why they don't know the difference between you and me, right? Like there's no separation. There's only oneness. The collective consciousness is one. They have one thought, one mind, one mission. And so because you were in that collective consciousness, you're not a separate person. You're not, you exist as one whole group, right? Of beings in mesh, and one collection of souls that are no longer independent of themselves, that they all think, the hive mind type of mentality, like with the bees, where they always think about the queen and taking care of the hive and things like that. They don't have individuality. That's what it is. So because of that, your thought about connection to other beings is that you're one with them. And so you have a lot of tolerance for shit that they do. You have a lot of forgiveness for shit that they do, because that connection is there, right? And that's really difficult for you to separate yourself in that connect from that stuff, because you've seen this, you've experienced it in this past life. You experience what ascension is, you experience what the collective consciousness is as a whole group consciousness, and the higher calling, and what a guide does with guiding people that are in the lower realms, right? Not giving up on them, not turning their back on them, things like that, supporting everything they do, no matter what they do, right? So when you came to the earth, it was hard for you in the first years of your life, because that's how you thought of things. You thought of things of being, you sacrifice yourself more than anything to make people happy, because when is their happiness that mattered, because when they're happy, you were happy. So that's what happened. And in relationships, the same thing happened. You sacrifice who you were as an individual, your needs, to meet the needs of that relationship, right? To meet the needs of that person, right? Because when they were happy, you were happy. And so that's what happens. That's what, because you came from the Pleiades in that mindset, right? In that energy. And you had to learn here how to separate, right? You had to learn about duality here, about the polar opposites, right? And how you have to be careful with certain people. You can't be too trusting, right? And so that's what you learned, but now you're going back to that center wholeness, the oneness again, and you're feeling it again, and you're giving yourself to that feeling, where you are attracting like-minded people who will give you that in return. Okay, so you're opening that door, a two-way street, a two-way road, where you give and take equally. Okay, so that's what it is. And so in this, Alcyone will help you with this. The star itself will help you with that, where you give and you receive equally in a relationship, and you're attracting that during the end of Taurus season into Gemini. Okay, so just be mindful of that, because that's when you're going to see this. And you're going to see this with relationships with your friends, with your family members, and even romantic ones. Okay, so that's what I have for you, Maxine. You did that with your friends too? Okay. Yes, that makes sense. Yeah. So now that you know and you have that wisdom regarding boundaries and things like that, now you can go into new relationships, right, with an open mind and open heart, but also with that wisdom that, hey, if there's a red flag, I need to listen to that. And I need to confront this right away. Okay. You're welcome, Maxine. All right, so that's all I have, you guys, for tonight. Thank you so much for everyone who purchased. I truly appreciate you guys helping me out tonight and donating and all that good stuff. Thank you, JLo, for all those cute little gifts that you sent me on the chat. Thank you so much. And everyone else, I appreciate everything that you guys are doing in your lives, all the growth that you've had. I haven't been live for a very long time, so I haven't been in the know, so to speak, with you guys, but I really see so much growth, so much love, so much success. And I'm so proud of you guys. I really am. I'm so lucky that I know you guys. And thank you so much for all the support throughout these years with and seeing me grow as well. Grow from my crazy self to now, right? But yeah, so anyway, thank you again and happy Star Wars Day. It's never too late to pop in a movie. I'm gonna do that tomorrow because my hubby will be off tomorrow. He didn't want to ditch school today. Ditch school. He's work. He didn't want to ditch work today and be a responsible adult. So we're gonna do Star Wars. We're gonna celebrate Star Wars tomorrow. So may the Force be with you. Love you guys so much, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. Bye bye.